Yeah, the first half, and we already spoke about it a bit earlier in saying that, of course, even though there was some very good individual performances already in the first half, Dennis, Tembazwane, Andile Chali, Divine, in certain moments, live, and the two center halves in Grant and Rouge were focused and putting in very good performances. But we still felt that as a team, we just looked to solve a lot of the problems through skill and the technical superiority that we possess on the pitch, and that we lacked a little bit of intensity and good focus, and that comes in moments when we are in possession of the ball, and you can see that our rest defense is not so good. We've got a lot of isolations with fullback and wingers, and then they create these possibilities, because also with turnovers when we're a little bit lax on the ball, and that was the biggest problem, which fortunately we addressed at halftime, and the second half was a lot better, more intensive, better aggression in the duels, and a bit more competitiveness with the spirit of the team, and a lot more dominance. Of course, Swallows with some very good players on the pitch, they had their moments, but in those moments we had to be strong and strong as a team, and that's what we did. And kudos to the group. Not the best of performances today. Still a lot more unforced errors, but we did enough to win the match. And congratulations, not just to the players, but to the technical team, Coach Mangoba, Coach Steve, Coach Wendell, and the rest of the support staff. And a good victory for the team, important victory against a team that gave us a lot of problems last season. And we move into the next FIFA break, and after that we've got CAF Champions League match. So yeah, good.
Just two quick ones, Coach. Tembazwane, Coach. I mean, a touch of an angel, magician with the ball at feet, and a gentleman without it. He's got a bag full of trickery as well. His triangles, first line, and third line passes. His penetrative runs as well are just second to none, Coach. How do you coach him, Coach? Can you just maybe explain briefly what you say to Tembazwane just before he steps onto the pitch from the dressing room? And secondly, Coach, are you disappointed with the red card from for Coach, your senior coach, because it was quick yellow cards in succession? Are you disappointed in that? Thank you.
On Coach Steve's send-off, I was on the opposite side of the bench at that moment, so I'm not so sure what exactly happened. So it becomes very difficult to then conclude and share my feelings without knowing really what happened. So I think we'll find out from him and find out as a club, and I think the club will deal with the matter if it needs to be dealt with. But this is football, we are all in certain moments, we wear our hearts on our sleeves, and we know how passionate Coach Steve is, and how much he loves this club, and he's prepared to fight for every situation. So I don't see anything wrong with that. And to be honest, as I said, I don't know enough to conclude on the matter. On Tembazwane, Karabo, yeah, I think look, what Tembazwane gives to this team is what we want in relation to the movements in and around the box. Temba has become a lot more safer on the ball, which is very good. His intensity when we've lost possession has improved dramatically. And you see a lot of the goals that we've scored this season, Shishi is involved in the high press, in the counter press, to assist the team to regain the ball. And these are the signs that he's been consistently showing. A lot more intensive, a lot more safety on the ball, and a lot more creativity in and around the box. And when Temba plays like that, the team tends to orientate a lot of its attacking schemes through Shishi, and then you see a Shishi that plays with a smile on his face, and that's what we try to encourage him to do, to enjoy the game and do the best that he can for the team, and currently that's what he's doing together with a lot of his teammates. So yeah, good performance from Mshishi, but we could say the same about almost all our players today. And yeah, it was good. It was good to see him at times even gliding on the ball and really showing a sense of excitement and passion and enjoyment, and that's the most important thing. When Mshishi is happy, Mshishi expresses himself in a way that nobody can in this league.
Thanks, Shupi. Congratulations, coach. Just two questions. One, you mentioned obviously the teams that gave you a bit of a hard time the previous season. You've started off by playing a few of them, and went past them with relative ease. Do you think now the Champions League perhaps is where all eyes will be in terms of how people sort of gauge how far Mamelodi Sundowns are? Because at this point in time, it almost feels like there is no contest or competition in the local league. And the second question being around the fact that over the last couple of days or several weeks, including yesterday from SAFA, there's been a lot of talk about fans coming back and that kind of stuff, and almost feels like it's long overdue. I'd just like to get your opinion as one of the top flight coaches or one of the PSL coaches on that, given that it's more than 18 months now with no fans in the stadium, and how has that affected sort of how you do your job, although the team continues to win league titles?
Yeah, of course. And maybe to start with your second question, of course, I think all of us, we want to get our fans back within the stadiums and supporting the teams. But the most important thing is to find the most safest situations for everybody. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. We haven't ridden that wave out. And like every other country that enjoys the game, I'm sure when you watch even Champions League football now, and you watch football at the highest level in the different leagues, you get the sense that the supporters have missed the game, and because they've missed the game, the attendance has increased drastically, and the energy that they provide for their teams in supporting and creating an ambiance in every single match is something that we marvel and yeah, we suffer well. They say suffer well because it is something that you really hoping that as soon as it's safe for everybody to come to the stadiums, hopefully we can have that condition. And as long as it's safe and we find the right sort of safety protocols, and everybody is allowed to come in and the conditions allow for a safe environment, I think the people that are in charge of that will make the right decisions. We're just patiently waiting for them to guide us. On the performances in relation to the Champions League, yeah, well, the challenge we have now is to make sure that we continue with the process. We mentioned earlier that there's absolutely no shortcuts towards where we want to go. We are extremely ambitious as a club. We have very high expectations and goals that have been set for us. But at the same time, we work extremely hard to just walk into games with the perception or the feeling that we are entitled to win. You saw even today the mentality was correct, and particularly also in the second half where we were extremely intensive. We worked extremely hard in and out of possession, and we created a lot of situations by being tenacious and extremely committed to the cause. And this is what we will continue to do, Champions League or no Champions League, league game or no league game, friendly game or no friendly game. Every single training session for us is important. We want to win every day, and by winning every day, we want to put ourselves in the best condition to win on match day. And this is the mentality that we go with. It's a culture that we are trying to inculcate within the group, and so far the response from the players has been tremendous. So ours is just to keep making sure that we remain humble, we remain focused on the objectives that we have and that have been set, and we continue to try to bring a lot of happiness to the Mamelodi Sundowns supporters, and whether it's Champions League or not, league or not, our number one opponent is Mamelodi Sundowns, and when we can battle against Mamelodi Sundowns, we put ourselves in a very good position to be able to meet the objectives that have been set out for us this season.
Hi, Coach. Rob Dolpel from Adiski Times. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the impact of some of these new players, because we've now seen Neo Maema scored twice in 2 games. Grant Kakana been performing well. So Franco getting on the score sheet. Kutumela. Are you guys very happy with the way that they've integrated so quickly? I mean, it's technically 8-9 games into the season, and are we going to see more from them?
Yeah, hopefully we see a lot more from them, Rob. Look, it's kudos to the entire group. I mean, for the new players to integrate so quickly, of course, then you've got to look at the environment that has been created by the players that we've had, welcoming them with warm hands and making sure that they're integrated into the group as quickly as possible, where they feel comfortable and they're able to give their best for the team. They've worked also very, very hard to create this bondage and the element of trust, which is very important. You know, the number one responsibility for any new player in any group in team sports is to make sure that they create the trust with their teammates, and that is their responsibility, which they've done, and they've done through commitment and hard work and dedication every single day. We know why we recruited them. We know why we worked so hard to get them into the team, and we've got to just thank the president, the chairman of the club, and the management for backing us and supporting us in the market and giving us quality players that have come in to improve the squad. So yeah, we are in a privileged position, but with privilege comes a lot of pressure to produce the results. But of course, as a team, we win and lose as a team, and that pressure must be accepted. That pressure must be welcomed, but that pressure must be shared. And when we do that, we know that as a collective, we are able to put the right results for the team. But good, all of them offer different things. I mean, Grant gives us this versatility to be able to cover both right full back and center half. Pavol gives us a different dimension, and you could see with the goal that he scored, and even with the situations he got himself into against Pirates, against TS Galaxy, and even against Golden Arrows. You know, you see a different dimension where we know we can link up now with a focal point. We have possibilities to have presence in situations that we try to develop using our fullbacks and then connecting to the front line. Neo and Kutumela give us very, very similar elements that we felt we didn't have last season, which is this pressure around the ball, the ability to dribble and manipulate very tight spaces when teams have reinforced the defensive block, both on the left and the right, and Kutumela in particular from more central areas. And yeah, good, hopefully, and of course, again, also with Divine at left fullback, we're still waiting to see Siso Ngobeni, but in time, and we have to be patient still with them. As much as we have to be patient with the team, we are still very, very far from the ultimate, very, very far from hitting top gear. So we've got a lot of work to do, a hell of a lot of work to do, and we just got to focus on making sure that we continue to improve.
Thank you, Shubi. Evening, coach, and congratulations on the 3 points. I wanted to ask about Serero. He's been such an integral part of Sundowns, but lately we haven't seen him. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kutumela is in a way in that position. I wanted to know what the difference is between the two players in terms of offering the technical team. Thank you.
I always like to speak about the players that that I hear playing on the pitch, the contributions that they are making. That for me, I think is what should be making headlines. And the performances of Peter, the performances of Tembazwane today, the performances of Kutumela, the consistency of Neo and what they give to the team. Do we miss Gaston on the pitch? Of course we do. But we need him to be at his ultimate, at his best level in terms of the performances, so that he competes like everybody else and earns the right to be on the pitch. Do we miss Tapelo? Of course we do. We miss Tapelo, his intensity with the runs, his ability to explode into the box, and use his speed to manipulate situations within the wide channel. Do we miss Modao? Of course we do. Any team would miss Modao. Do we miss Musa? We miss his leadership. We miss his ability to bring the ball out from the back and give us possibilities to develop the play. We miss Ricardo. We miss Lebo Mabue, his tenacity, his ability to counter press, his ability to come into the box with late runs. But we have in this moment players that are putting their hands up and playing extremely well and fighting for the badge. AJ has been fantastic. Hashim Domingo now has got 2 starts under his belt. And yeah, of course, Gaston is a top football player. He's a player that has so much qualities that he could give to the team. And yes, we miss him. His creativity, his ability to solve problems with one action, But even that needs a Gaston that is at his highest level with full focus, full concentration. And at this moment, this is the challenge that he has. It's a challenge to make sure that he comes back into the team and he competes like everybody else for a position. And that's football, And we just sit in a position where us as coaches have got to use the best available players who are at the best condition at that moment to find solutions so that we can win football games. And in this moment, the players are doing exceptionally well to be able to not just win football matches, but create a healthy, competitive environment. And unfortunately, that means that we can only field 11 players, and we sit in a very, very, very generous position where all 36 players have put up their hands. Last week, we had Riyad in goals, and he was fantastic until we had to substitute him with an injury. But the save he made when it was still 0-0 kept us in the game, in a game of consequence. So we are a team that trusts the team, that trains the team, not the group, but the team. We train to make sure that everybody is ready, everybody understands the schemes, everybody understands the tactical culture. And this is the work that we do because we need every single football player. And there's still a lot of players that will still get a lot more opportunities. George Malulega has been fantastic at training. Esedi Kapinga is showing some rejuvenation and fight. We've signed Pule Marai Sane, who is working extremely hard to get into the best physical condition. And Sfiso Ngobeni is also, the promise is coming back. So we've got a generous squad, but not just a generous squad, but a squad that has very, very good depth and quality. And when you have that, the focus should be on the ones that are doing exceptionally well on the pitch. If you look at where we are with the profile of games that we've played Chiefs, we've played Pirates, we've played Swallows, we've played Golden Arrows, and we've had so many injuries. Both our right backs have been injured. River has been in and out of the team because of injuries. So in hindsight, all of those situations we've dealt with so well, and we're still on top of the log, having not considered a goal yet. That needs to align and shift the focus towards the group that is currently doing duty and not speak too much about the players that unfortunately in this moment do not find themselves on the pitch, because all it means is that we work, and one principle alone is meritocracy. You know, those that work hard and deserve to be on the pitch will be on the pitch and at the best condition, and supporting these players to give their best and to be in a position to compete for starting places. And Gaston, as I said, still very, very important for us. Has got so many qualities that we still are going to need this season. But without talking too much about those and really missing the spotlight on some fantastic contributions and the consistency of some of these players in fighting for the team and making sure that we put this enormous club where it belongs.